Today we're going to talk about these three rifles right here. This one here is a 92 Winchester. It has two locking lugs that go all the way through and lock the side of the bolt. I guess you could say 2/3 to the rear, but it's not quite all the way to the rear. And then the 94, it locks at the rear and is a fairly strong action. And you see right here is where the pivot point would be if the action didn't open, but because the action opens, the pivot point is way down here. And the Marlin didn't want to open the action, so they hung the pivot point out here. They couldn't get it quite as far down as the Winchester, so, but you know, it's down there a ways. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at it. I mean, it locks pretty far toward the back. You can see where it's locking. Well, let's get a little bit better focus here. You can see where it's locking back there toward the back. It's a fairly strong action. It's well within the strength of what it needs to be. Marlins, when they come apart, a lot of people don't know, but the Marlin, if you take off this forearm, it is cut almost, the bottom of the barrel is cut down. It's not round, it's flat on the bottom because they had to have room to get the tubular magazine in. Winchester, the 94, is also slightly flattened on the bottom of the barrel to get the magazine in there. Not as much. And the 92 is not. Of course, it's also a smaller caliber. On the bigger caliber, it may be. I don't know. I don't have one in a bigger caliber. But chances are it would be. And the strongest out of these three actions, you would think, would be this one. But, didn't mean to get my hand over the... But in fact, it's not. In a test done for to come up with a gun to shoot the 454 Casull, the Marlin actually failed first, and then the 94 big bore failed even before the regular 94, because they cut out the side of the receiver for ejecting out the side so you can mount the scope directly over the bolt, and that weakened the action and it would warp. But what I like about the 94 is it's completely got the back of the bolt blocked. You see it going down, coming up, blocking the back of the bolt. But it's still a weaker action because that bolt, as you can see it coming down right here and ending up here, is going up at a slight angle, which what happened is when they was loaded up with the 454 Casull, is the bolt tried to climb out of the action upwards because of that angle. The Marlin, I don't know if the metal was weaker or whatever, but it totally, they said it quit first. Not necessarily a lot of rounds before the other one, but they said with the fewest rounds. The 92 is the gun that could withstand the pressure. Of course, it wasn't this 92. This 92 is made probably out of weaker steel because it's made in about 1920. But the action, the type of action with the modern steel, held the pressure with no problem. And I would say that's because you see how the bolts securely lock, or the lugs securely lock the bolt in place. And if you pop them down And you see how when the bolt comes out, the bolt is locked secure in its place in the action. So it can't move up or down. And then it's got these two bars that come up and lock it. And this is the same action that's on the 1886. And I mean, it's just a really strong action. And that's not really what we're here to talk about, but I just like to bring up the little bit differences. The Marlin is a really awesome gun. The only thing that bothers me is this right here sticking down. If you carry it over your arm, is a little bit of a pain, but I mean, you know, it's a nice gun still. A lot of people have them. A lot of people really love them. It does have an uninterrupting action. You can't interrupt the action. And I can show you what I mean. Like, let's eject this shell. Okay, say you decide you don't want to shoot that shell. So you take that shell out, but now you can't close the bolt. You can't close the bolt unless you go ahead and put that other shell in there. And I'll show you on the Winchester the same principle. Okay, so we take and eject the shell out. Let me see if I can get this where you can see what I'm talking about. We eject the shell. We decide we don't want to use, say we load that one in there, then we take that one out. See how that other one stayed down? Now we can just close it back up. We don't have to put another shell in the chamber. We can just take the shell out of the chamber, and now we have a gun without a shell in the chamber. And it has an interrupting action. Also, if you was doing that, see, you can pop it out like this, and then you can put a round in here. You can put a round in the chamber, fire it. Let's pull that one back out, and then pop that one out, stick another one in there, and just keep doing that, keeping the magazine completely loaded. And you can't do that on the Marlin that I'm aware of. So that's another difference in it. Let me just get this up there. Okay. So that's another one of the differences. Okay, now what we're out here to do is shoot all three of these. We're not going to shoot them a lot. We're just going to shoot them to do a little comparing. This is a 32, and this is a 32, but there's a lot of difference. This one is a 32 Winchester Special. This is a pre-64 94, and you can tell because that screw on the bottom of the lever. See right there where it pivots? The later ones don't have a screw there. And this right here is a JM Marlin. Got it at the pawn shop. They sold it to me really reasonable for my daughter. If you ever in Opelika, Alabama, go by Pawn Central and they'll hook you up. A very good little company there. All right, let's take and shoot them. And I'm going to show you what the cartridges look like, and we'll go from there. There on the left are the two 32 calibers, and on the right is the 30 caliber, which is also known as the 30-30 WCF. So we're starting out from left to right, 32 WCF, and then 32 Winchester Special, and then 30 WCF, or also known as the 30-30. And over here is what we're going to shoot. Try not to be too shaky carrying this. We're going to shoot all this pants and see what it'll do. Alright, let's set up and shoot it. Alright, the 30-30 is up first. Had the safety on. Right there's where the 30-30 hit. Let's see if we can see what it did. Come out there. Pull it apart like not that much. Come out there. Come out there. Yeah, it went all the way through. Still going. Still going. Let's just skip to the bag. Didn't come out. Let's see if we can find it. I think I feel a bulge right here. Yep, stopped in this one here. There it is. Right here. Right there she is. It lacked, let's see, like 2 pair of pants going all the way through. 3 pair. Let's try the 32 special. 32 Winchester special up next. Check it out, see what you do. I get hit right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Looks like it had to stop right there somewhere. It's in this one. It's right here. Trying to get it out of there. Hot. Look at that. Embedded in that zipper area. Well, it went through 1 more pair of pants than the 30-30 did. The little tiny 32-20 up next. Go see what it did. Okay, we got 1 pair there, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, okay, there it is. So that'd be 15, it stopped in the 16th. That means the 32 special, look at that bullet, that penetrated further than the 32, the 32-20 penetrated further than the 30-30 or the 32 special. But of course it's a hard lead bullet. But still, that shows you it has some killing power. Alright. there you have it. Penetration of close with a 32 special, a 32-20, and a 30-30.